Hello.
Hello. So obviously it's later because I've got different hair and
We look so much older, so much later than the video.
Yes. Paris was in October 2024 and it's March 2025. So
That's how long it takes us to edit videos.
Yeah.
But anyway, later that day, after we went for a drink at lunchtime at the restaurant called George V on the Champs-Elysees.
Yeah,
It's about 200 metres away from the Champs-Elysees.
Yeah.
So you can have a drink outside or snacks outside, and then inside it's quite a nice restaurant. It's like a really posh restaurant inside.
Yeah, so after we'd gone for a drink at that place outside Moulin Rouge, we decided we wanted to go back to back there for food. So we got on the taxi, and in the taxi, I was squashed in the middle of two people, and I was like, I started feeling like a bit like squashed and a bit sick, but I thought it was probably just from the taxi. So we got out, we were sitting outside during the day, so we got put inside on the table right in front of the door, so there was a draft coming in, people coming in and out.
And there was like a tent bit at the front that they had like a canopy food, isn't it? A canopy over it at the front, so it's freezing cold anyway, just to sort of make more space in the restaurant. And then we had all these chairs stacked up behind us as well.
People like the waiter kept
welcome to
up.
the cheap seats, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, this is a posh restaurant on the Champs-Elysees in Paris.
You could literally
see... The food was expensive. The starters were probably about 15 quid each for the starters. Like a bowl of French onion soup was about 15 quid. And then the main courses were about 40, 45 quid. We ordered it all. And then you started to feel a bit ill, didn't you?
Yes, I was feeling a bit ill. And then I realised that I was going to be sick, and so the way it was in this place was there was a like winding stairs to get to the toilet. The toilet's at the bottom of the stairs, and we were at the front of the restaurant, so we had to kind of run without being noticed. I was running.
Climb over the chair.
Yeah, climb over the
chairs. Up next
try and get to it as quickly as I could without causing emotion. And then right as I got to the top of the stairs, I just like threw up.
And it was a carpet. It wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
It was carpet. It was like thin carpet. It wasn't lino.
No,
it was at the top of the stairs. It was.
Oh, was it? I didn't realise that. So yeah, that was, and then
it's a proper vomiting everywhere.
Properly. And then I realised I was going to do it again, so I actually managed to get to the toilet, and then I couldn't even close like the cubicle door behind me. I was literally the door open, and I think someone came in and like went to go and get someone who works there or something.
Yeah, cleaner probably.
Yeah. Then I went back to the table because I thought I was alright. Turns out I wasn't.
No. And they had all these waiters just scooping everything up and mopping everything down in this very nice restaurant.
Yes.
And then you realised you were going to be ill again, didn't you? So
then I went outside and then I was just going to do it again. I knew I wasn't going to. So I threw outside the restaurant on the Champs-Elysees. Literally, you could literally see. What's it called?
The Arc de Triomphe.
You could literally see, like, it was literally like there.
200 metres away.
Yeah. So and then the
waiters all followed us out.
No, the manager followed me out with a bucket of water.
He was just following Scarlett around. Every time she threw him, he was just throwing water down where she threw it.
Yeah, and it was like
and tutting.
Yeah. But French people are not stalling the slightest.
Yeah.
So then we kind of thought, okay, we should probably go now, but we were quite far away from our hotel.
Yeah.
So we got. We ended up getting two
taxis. Me and Neve thought we're spending this much money on it. We'll just try and finish off some of the food, and then so Michelle and Scarlett went back in the taxi.
Yeah. We got in the taxi, and we got on a taxi, right? And my mother, she's the worst person to have in a stressful situation. She does not handle stress well. So we got on the taxi. She was like sort of freaking out, which was making me feel worse. And then we were in the taxi, and I could feel it coming again. And I was like, what am I gonna do? I can't exactly tell this man to pull over in the middle of Paris, can I?
And he didn't speak English anyway.
So I put the window down because I didn't want the inside of his taxi, and I had my head out. I had my head out the window of the taxi, and I was just thrown out into the street as we were driving. And then the guy kept like looking at me. Yeah, then there was a police car behind us following us, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get arrested after like throwing him out like in the car. So then the taxi driver pulled over and like was asking me if we were alright. This close, like chucking us out of the taxi because I was throwing up everywhere. But we managed to get back to the hotel. And then I thought it was just maybe like I thought
Something
I thought it was like something I'd ate, and then I was like I get ill quite a lot. Like I'm a sickly person, but that is the most ill like I've ever been. Like it was awful.
It was It
completely ruined the next day because it was our last like proper day in Paris, and it was supposed to be like.
We were supposed to have a day devoted to Miraculous.
Yeah, we were supposed to
we were going to go to the bakery, Miraculous, and then the Waxworks Museum where they have waxworks.
That was what the day was supposed to be, and which was what I wanted to do. And then I was so ill, we didn't end up going until like 5 o'clock.
But it was it ended up being a proper stomach bug, wasn't it?
It wasn't
everything.
It wasn't food poisoning. It was
norovirus.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But so I managed to scrape myself out of bed so we could at least go to the museum. And
so we went to the
museum. We went to the bakery first.
Went to the bakery, but it was empty. Basically,
dark,
it was just about
empty.
to close. So.
Yeah, like everything was gone. Which was,
We're at Boris's Boulangerie, Boris Lumet Boulangerie, which is where Miraculous is set. Scarlett's not very well, so I'm just filming this bit from the outside. We arrived quite late and everything was sold out, so it probably looks a lot more impressive when the windows are full of brightly coloured cakes and patisseries.
Then, so we went to the
bag.
Huh?
We had the tote bag.
Yeah. So we went to the bakery. First. I was still very ill, but like I wasn't thrown up anymore, which was good. So we went to the bakery. We got the tote bag of the bakery, and then we wanted to go to the Grevin Museum afterwards. So we I think they were quite. They weren't close. So they weren't close. So we went to the Grevin Museum and so we went to the museum, and I was still quite ill, but we were like walking around, and we got. I don't know why this. Whenever we go, we always end up with someone who, like someone who kind of
latches onto
us. Latches onto us basically, and so we.
And this, I didn't actually realise it was about to close, wasn't it? It was only open for another half hour, so we didn't realise. We thought it closed a bit later than it did.
Yeah.
And the only other person in there was a woman who she had learning difficulties. Didn't she? Not being mean, but she was. No, but she didn't really leave our side.
I think that she went in there quite a lot.
Yeah.
But she was kind of stuck with us. But we and we weren't going the normal. We were going like through lifts and stuff, and we kept getting around. They said this is the last room, as if there was some big special thing, and there wasn't. But it was a really good museum. We have gone to quite a few
pictures.
We have gone to like quite a few wax museums, and that was definitely the best one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Krakow, but you know.
Yeah, that was nowhere near as brilliant as Krakow.
But
anyway, what happened next? The next day.
Well, no, we went then after we went. There was like a cable car sort of restaurant across from it. We went in there. Disgusting food.
Oh, the food was
horrific. But we didn't have the energy to fight it, so we just kind of paid and left. They wouldn't even let us take the bottle of water we paid for home with us.
If you go to, it's because the museum isn't even in a very nice area. It's like in the outskirts of Montmartre, I think.
Yeah.
There's a restaurant right across there. It looks like an old tram car, isn't it? But the food was absolutely disgusting.
It was, it was horrible. But then the next...
But when you already felt ill anyway.
I already didn't feel... I got this lasagna and it was...
Oh, that's a tea time alarm. Better make a cuppa.
Yeah, so we'd gone to the awful restaurant, and then the next day, we were going to Disney the next day, and... we'd had a taxi booked for like 7 o'clock or something. It was quite early.
Yeah.
And half the stuff wasn't packed. the taxi was outside. We were just chucking stuff into suitcases because like we were not prepared in the slightest.
The taxi arrived and I walked into Neve's room and there was still clothes all over the floor and bathroom floor, and she hadn't even bothered trying to pack the suitcase, and the taxi was literally outside.
Yeah.
So that was good.
That was brilliant.
And then we found out that they'd added city tax onto the bill. We thought we paid everything in advance, and we found out when we tried to leave that they want to charge us another
I feel
€150.
like really they should say that when you first booking it or when you're checking.
Or just pay for it when you arrive.
Yeah.
What's the point in surprising you at the end?
Yeah, because I went to Manchester with Neve and my best friends in around Christmas, and we booked an apartment for 5 nights, and they told me when we were checking in that they'd added tax to it, which is fair enough. If they tell you up front, then great. But if they kind of do it sneakily afterwards, I feel like they should.
Especially, not only that, you spend most. If we come straight home, we've probably spent most of our spending.
Exactly,
And then get that sprung on at the end of it. It's unlucky because we knew we had to keep money behind for the next part of our holiday. So
for a lot of people, if that had happened, that would have been all that's money for them. However, for the rest of the time they were away. But yeah, so we got in the taxi. It was quite a long drive to Disney from. It was like an hour. I still felt ill, right?
Yeah.
And at this point, we still thought I just had food poisoning, but
on the way there, my wife,
my mother, she started feeling a bit iffy as well. So we got. It was about 10 o'clock by the time we'd actually got to our hotel. And we were staying in the Shire, which is like the second furthest away from the park. So we checked and put our bags in the check-in bit because our room wasn't ready yet. And then we went to the parks, but
So my wife has trouble walking, so we
obviously because Disney's obviously quite a big place for anyone.
We knew because we've been there a few times before, and the kids were a lot smaller, so we knew it was a massive place to walk around. Anyway. So she applied for a disabled badge, like a fast pass disabled badge, and also we hired our mobility scooter in advance.
Which you can't actually get.
You can't hire them at the park.
We had to hire it from an outstore to get them to deliver it to the hotel for when we got there.
Yeah, so first time she's ever used one, and she enjoyed it for about 10-15 minutes.
Yeah. So when we were checking in, because we couldn't go to our room. When we were checking and getting the cards and whatnot, we asked the receptionist if you could, because they have the Disney buses, the Disney coaches that bring you to the parks, and we asked, can you bring the mobility scooters onto the buses, because obviously they have ramps like wheelchairs and stuff. So and she said, oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Then and
she knew how big the mobility. She gave us a mobility scooter, so she knew how big it was.
She knew she brought it out, so she knew what the size and stuff was. So then we went over to it, and
to where the buses, you get on the buses.
Yeah, and we put the ramp out.
I pulled the ramp down because we'd just been told it was okay to bring the mobility scooter on. And
so she started going up the ramp. She got about halfway up the ramp, and then the driver came out.
Started screaming.
Stop! So then
everything went in slow motion.
So then she stopped the pedal
stopped
gas
halfway
thing.
up the ramp,
and then because she was halfway up at an angle,
she'd lost the momentum. The wheelchair
it flipped backwards onto her. And then
it all went in slow motion. She had a handbag in the little basket at the front, and the handbag just in slow motion.
It's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's not funny.
Really not funny.
It's not, but just the way, the slow
then
motion.
I think the worst part was just how embarrassing. Because she was on the floor trying to get up, and there was a big crowd of people. They're all trying to be nice, but it was
there was this one English woman who came over and had she was, and then the driver just stood there, and then I started shouting at him saying, why would you tell someone she's halfway up?
And then the driver went and got the manager, and he said the receptionist said you'd go up the ramp, and
and then he was saying, well, no,
that's not the rules, and then she said, well, they shouldn't have told you that. Well, it's not.
Which was
sort of thing, and then Michelle just basically drove.
She just so she went and we got on the bus. Which, to be fair, even on the bus, it's quite a long walk from the bus to get to the park.
Yeah.
anywhere.
It is. And when you get off the bus, I know if you're not used to walking like us, because we only live in a small island.
Yeah,
don't
we
don't
where
walk
we live
anywhere,
is quite
really.
like it's quite small, doesn't it?
So yeah, even when you get off the bus, it's probably still, I'd say, like
A good like 10-15
yeah,
minutes
a
to
good
get to the
10-minute
park.
walk just to get to the
And then you have to go through
entrance of the park,
security.
Yeah.
Which so then we met up with her again. We we went to the park and stuff.
But then she realised that she really didn't feel well. She felt as ill as Scarlett had a couple of days ago.
And obviously with like the thing falling on her, it made it worse.
Yeah, she was in pain from falling off the thing.
So yeah, we went.
She felt sick.
We'd gone into like the boutique bit to like get look around and get some ears and that. So where the like barbers is, she went outside and she was sick.
Yeah.
And then so I passed it on to her at this point.
She physically threw up next to the barber shop.
And then we were trying to think, what have we both eaten then? Because then we started thinking,
it might be food poisoning.
It might be like a virus, because there wasn't anything that us two had eaten that we'd all basically
the
eaten
food
the same
in
stuff.
Paris was. I mean, they had horrible old baguettes at the top of the Eiffel Tower.
Yes, I was thinking that because
the food next to the Notre Dame was disgusting.
Yeah.
The food opposite the Wax Museum was disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't think we actually had one nice meal the whole time we were in. Considering it's supposed to be known for its cuisine, the food
I don't
was
think we
pretty
did
disgusting
either.
everywhere we went.
Like when you go to French bistros, like anywhere else in the world, the food's nice, but food actually in France,
Paris, next to the tourist attractions, it's just not very nice food.
But I suppose that's
they don't care, do they?
No.
They're just trying to get the tourists in.
Yeah.
So it's a shame. But anyway, so Michelle threw up in the park.
Yeah, and
then we thought we tried to sort of make the most of it. So we went to go on a Buzz Lightyear
ride. So
and
she
Michelle
didn't
just queued up. Michelle just waited outside, like to the side, but because she felt ill,
she actually fell asleep
for about 2 hours while we were queuing up.
And we were like, in my opinion, that was the worst ride we went on, and we queued for the longest to get on there. So we went on it. It was not great. We were queuing for about an hour to get on it, and the ride was only like 5 minutes. We got out and she was asleep, and we said, why doesn't she go back to the room, because it should be ready by then, but because we were told it wouldn't be ready till like 3 or 4, and it was that time by this point.
Yeah, so she went back, and then we all went back a bit later.
Yeah, so
that
was Halloween day. So she went back, and you went back with her.
So I went back, but I got the bus back. But when I got back to the hotel, I started to feel ill as well.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I started being sick as well in the hotel, and then I had to ring the girls.
Yeah.
Because Neve loves Disney.
Yeah.
And this was like her idea, really, to go to have a nice good holiday to go to Disney. And
Halloween's
the only time there's certain things on.
It was the actual Halloween day. So me and Neve I did film quite a lot of Disney, so there will be actually video of. It's mostly me and Neve. Anyway, there'll be like a video of us actually in Disney.
Enjoying yourselves.
Trying to at least. And then.
But so I went back to the hotel. I started feeling ill.
Yeah.
And then so it was my turn then, and then me and Michelle stayed in bed basically, and didn't come back out again. And then Neve was upset because. It was supposed to be the best night in Disney.
So
they came back early, didn't they?
Yeah, so I started to feel like I wasn't feeling great during the day, but I had really started because I hadn't, at this point I hadn't eaten anything in about 2 days, and I'd thrown whatever I had eaten up. And obviously you had to do quite a lot of walking in Disney, because I have like a smartwatch, and I had done like 10,000 one of the days I think we did like close to 20,000 steps or something, just to get like walking around.
Yeah.
So I was like feel like I was gonna pass out, and so we started Neve was upset at this point because of a lot of like Halloween shit is on Halloween.
There is things that are out literally on Halloween.
So we went back, and literally what would usually take about 20 minutes to walk to the buses took us an hour, because
you felt it.
I felt so I every time there was a bunch, I had to like sit down for like 5-10 minutes just to like get the energy to carry on walking. And then when we got back, everyone like we were all ill. It was rubbish. Like
Yeah.
we couldn't really get any food in the room, so we
There's
didn't
no room
eat.
service. The restaurant had closed by then as
Yeah.
well. So
Oh no, I don't think it had closed, and you just didn't
we
want
just,
any
no,
food.
we just felt it.
Like,
We just felt really
yeah.
ill, didn't we?
So
So that was our first day in Disney. So yeah, Michelle
Yeah.
falling off a mobility scooter and thrown up, and then
yeah,
the night was ruined as well because I felt ill. Yeah. So
and then
the next day was alright.
the next day was.
Was it? Oh well, yeah. Neve had that app on her phone where
Oh, yeah, the next day. Oh, no, wasn't the last day?
I might have been last time.
And the rest of it was.
We did, yeah, because we
Bit
planned. We
better.
went to
We did
a
have-
breakfast with characters,
Yeah, we went. Yeah, we went for
and then because Michelle had the
characters and
fast pass thing, we went on quite a few rides actually.
that
we were
day,
on about
yeah.
7 rides.
There was
in
one day when
so-
we went on like Pirates of the Caribbean and Snow. Like I filmed all of that, so that will be in a video. But we so we did have one good day in Disney, and then we went and got hot dogs, and it was the only thing I ate in Disney, and it was. I wouldn't recommend.
Oh, they were really chewy, weird
They-
skin on them.
Yeah,
weren't
like,
they were like they had plastic skins or something. Yeah.
I think I ate about half of that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I always
We
say
didn't have a nice,
something.
honestly, even in Disney, we didn't really have a nice meal anyway, did we?
To be fair though,
I can't think of the best food we even had there.
we literally planned and booked it literally 7
Yeah.
days before we went away. So
Yeah.
if we had done it like months in advance, like most people do, and actually like booked restaurants and stuff, it probably would. Well, to be fair, even if it would have been better, even though we were ill, we would have had stuff to go to.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have just been wandering aimlessly. But we did have a good like day and a half. Like,
Probably had one good day in Paris where we went with the Eiffel Tower and I was
well,
going to say we went on a boat ride, but the boat ride was awful as well.
yeah.
Did we tell them about the boat ride?
I don't know. No, I don't
We might
think
have
so.
filmed a bit of it, but
I
what happened
not
on it was
much of it.
awful.
It was-
What happened on it was awful.
Yeah, that was a train wreck as well.
Yeah. It's it's called the cruise, but it's just a big boat that goes along the river basically. But
Yeah.
it's basically every man for himself.
Yeah,
So
me and Eve went out to save seats, and then this French woman, I think she was French, started arguing with us saying, well, I want to sit down, I paid for this. She was like, well, yeah, I have too, and I'm saving the seats. I stood up to turn around to see if they two would come, and after telling her about 3 times that there was 2 more people come in, her and her friend had sat down.
and they didn't throw my coat on the floor. or
Yeah,
something as well.
and I was like this close to losing it, and then they came up. Then they came up, and then
And we all had a
we started arguing because we'd lost the
because
seats.
we'd lost the seats,
And then because obviously, like she's got like a crutch, so she needs to sit. Like she
Yeah.
can't stand for like a long period of time. So I was saying, can you at least move so she can sit down? And like I ended up sitting on the floor because the people they stole our seats.
Yeah, I sat on the steps. Yeah, which we weren't supposed to.
And I was getting kicked in the back. Like,
So that was fun as well.
so yeah, that wasn't fun.
And then it took ages trying to get a taxi because the taxi wouldn't come down the
I know
harbour.
we're complaining a
The
lot.
taxi wouldn't come down the harbour, so we had to walk
Yeah.
ages to get a taxi
Oh, yeah.
as well. Yeah,
I know
that
we're
was,
complaining. I do still love Paris, but it was just a bad experience.
we had a bad holiday this time around, didn't we?
To be
Yeah.
fair though, when have we ever gone away and something bad hasn't happened?
Yeah,
It wouldn't be a holiday of ours if something didn't go wrong.
yeah,
It just wouldn't.
yeah. I think the best part was being able to skip the queues because
Yeah. That was the only sort of
I
upside.
mean, yeah, it was the
Of
only
being
really
able to-
upside,
yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, on the way back. So on the way back, Neve
Neve
started
started
feeling
feeling
ill,
ill, yeah.
and then she luckily. It wasn't when we were actually travelling. It was
When we got back to the
started
Isle of Man,
feeling
wasn't it?
ill
Yeah.
when we got back to the Isle of Man. We just landed, and then she
And
was
she
ill.
was off work for a couple of days when we
Yeah.
got back because she caught it as well.
'Cause
So it was
she
obviously
it was obviously a
the
virus
stomach bug or norovirus
that
or
I
something,
got. Because to be fair though,
Yeah.
the next person, it was slightly better than the person before. So I don't think Neve's was too bad, but I was definitely like the worst one.
Yeah,
It was,
oh,
like,
disgusting.
it was horrific.
Yeah.
But
He actually blocked the shower because he threw up in the shower. Didn't he?
yeah, like it was.
And then it flooded the bathroom.
Yeah, I flooded the bathroom as well.
Yeah.
Because I was just like delirious. Like I accidentally opened the shower door went open, flooded. Like it was like
Yeah.
it
That's
was
fun.
wasn't good. But yeah. I know that we complained a lot, but
Yeah,
it was
some
good.
good
We did
days.
have some good days, and
Yeah.
like obviously not a lot of people couldn't go to Paris and Disney and that. So it
I
was
know.
it was
Sounds like
like
we're just whinging for the sake of it, but yeah.
no, it was the times when we weren't all ill and arguing. It was good. Like
Yeah.
I would definitely go back, but if I ever went back, I would plan it in advance and like obviously you can't stop like help being ill, but I would plan it a bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah.